so excited to watch Die Hard. Jeez, Brendan, what are you doing here?
I heard you're watching Die Hard.
Give it back.
Yeah? No. If you want to get this movie back, we're gonna have to watch together and then review it.
Alright, no. Look, you broke into my house, alright? I just came here and you were just chilling, but you took my movie, so give it back and go home, watch it by yourself. Goodbye.
But I haven't seen it.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go. We got a movie to watch. What's up, guys? It's Fantastic Films here today, and I am joined with
Brendan.
So, real quick, we are going to do a review for Die Hard, and this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen Die Hard, give it a like, but don't watch this video. Before we review it, though, I just want to say, Brendan, real quick, this is your first time being on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so most of the guests that I have on the show all have YouTube channels, so obviously I can't be like, subscribe to Brendan because he doesn't have a channel, but you should start making content, right?
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future?
Yeah.
Alright, you'll have to have me on a video. Remember this time.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good. So, overall thoughts on Die Hard. What would you say? Don't rate it, just give your thoughts. Things you liked, things you didn't like.
I liked how they had a lot of explosions and stuff like that, and it was also like pretty gruesome, which is more like my type. What I disliked was at the beginning, how they kind of got kind of straight into the building, and they didn't really interact much. Like I'm saying is like,
I mean, they didn't set up.
Yeah.
Like all the like you think they rushed into it too fast. You think they should have had more time to set up, the plot and like the characters, so you cared about everyone before these, jerk faces come in and wreck everything, right?
Basically.
Okay. Alright, there'll be a cut there and then oof. Cut there too.
1 second, let me get it.
Cut there too. Oh Jesus Christ!
Cut there!
Oh my gosh! Oh god! No! Freshen up your butt. So for me, I kind of agree with what you're saying. I understand it. I'm thinking more, for me, since it's an action film, if it was more of a drama or just a different genre of film, maybe more of an intro, more setting up the characters would have been necessary. But I feel like in a film like this, they give you enough time, in my personal opinion, because, you have that opening scene on the plane where John McClane, you learn that within the first 1 minute of the film, you learn that he is afraid of flying. He has a fear of heights and a fear of flying, so you just learn that he is he's vulnerable. He's not just unstoppable action hero like in Die Hard 5, which doesn't exist. In Die Hard, you just learn all these things about John McClane, and that's pretty much all you need to know. And you learn that when he first goes to the hotel, his wife, Holly Gennaro, has changed her name from McClane back to her maiden name, Gennaro. So right from the get-go, you know that there's problems in the relationship. So what did you think of the performances? You said you liked the explosions, but what about, the people, the character actors? What did you think?
I think Bruce Willis really put it, just really pulled off the part. And he kind of he had, that funk, you know what I mean? Okay, we'll cut here. Cut!
Nope.
No cut?
No cut. Alright, Brendan, so I know that you said that Bruce Willis had this funk about him, but, yeah, he's really good in the film. It's probably my favorite performance of his. He was great in Unbreakable also, and I still have to see The Sixth Sense, but I know he's good in that. But definitely one of my favorite Willis performances for sure. And Alan Rickman, let's talk about Alan Rickman. He's a fantastic bad guy, isn't he?
Oh yeah, especially even in, the Harry Potter movies, once we get into that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a bad guy, but he still pulls out that act. With his voice, it's kind of threatening.
Yeah, he was also in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, or I think that's what you said. The one where Kevin Costner couldn't hold his British accent, and he kept fading back and forth. But he was also very good in that. He was a great villain. He's just a great villain. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's the voice of Scar in the Lion King. So I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. So just let me know in the comments section down below.
The thing about Bruce Willis also, he was kind of like a typical New Yorker, so he wasn't like the unbeatable guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And basically, well, what I was thinking about, being a cop, he wouldn't be able to do many things like he did, but instead, just went straight in and killed like a lot of people.
Exactly. One of the things that makes Die Hard better than the most recent Die Hard is that in Die Hard 5, A Good Day to Die Hard, he is constantly in control. There is never a moment that our hero, our main character, is in danger. He's constantly in his element. He always knows what he's doing. There's never a sense of danger. In this movie, he's a cop, yes, but he's not starting as he's a cop in his background, but that's just part of his backstory. And he's just an everyday guy. You know, he's afraid of flying. He's just got all these little things that make him a regular guy. One of the best details in this film, one of the things I love about this, is he's barefoot. You know, he's doing that foot trick that the guy on the plane taught him to, you know, help him feel better about flying. And, you know, all these bad guys start coming in and, you know, kicking down doors and, you know, taking hostages. And he makes it out, but he's got bare feet. You know, he's got no freaking shoes. And the guy he kills, who does have shoes, he makes a comment. He's like, you know, the first guy I kill, you know, one of the terrorists, he's got feet smaller than my sister. You know, he doesn't have. It's just he's constantly on edge, and he gets shot a couple times.
He steps on glass also.
Exactly. That's one of the best scenes too, where he's pulling the glass out of his foot. It's horrible. So, Brendan, what was your favorite scene, do you think, in Die Hard?
My favorite scene in Die Hard was at the end where... Wait, what was his name again?
Alan Rickman.
No, the guy with the gun at the end with the pistol where he shoots him in the head. The black police officer.
Oh, Carl. Oh, I don't know his name. Sorry about that, but the guy from Family Matters, Carl, who played opposite Urkel. So.
Well, I liked it when, at the end, he was the one that saved them all.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just shot them when they were all about to die. And then one of my other favorite scenes that was pretty close was when the limo driver, I'm sorry, I don't know his name either.
I don't either.
And he kind of just saved the day by crashing into another car and just...
Yeah.
Heroic.
And one of the things I also liked about that, going off of the limo driver, is the movie has a very serious tone, and while, you know, John McClane is kind of a wisecracking, you know, guy, he has all these quips, you know, his little jokes he makes that give us a chuckle. But overall, it's a very serious tone, except for the limo driver. Think about it. Whenever the movie cuts back to the limo driver, he's, you know, got his teddy bear in the back seat, and he's, you know, bouncing the beats and stuff. And he's enjoying himself, and that makes it makes it funny. It's got this funny comic relief, you know?
Yeah. It's just like Deadpool. It's kind of like, it's not always about killing or anything like that. It's about trying to make the viewers want to continue watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. So overall, now you know our thoughts on Die Hard. We are going to give our rating. So Brendan, I want you to give a rating, but I want you to give reasons, you know, like critical thinking going on in your head, reasons why you gave it that grade.
I would probably give it an A, just because at the beginning it's kind of slow, like I said earlier, and also because at one point they kind of just stopped. I like the action, but they kind of stopped the action and they just started talking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it an A also just because, like, all the action, the blood. I like how the story went, how he was coming back for his children and how he abandoned them at first. Another thing about it was the blood could have been a bit better when editing it, because it was kind of just looked like ketchup, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like every prank ever and stuff like that.
Yeah, real quick, one of the things that's always bugged me about movies is, you know, if it's rated R, you want your movie to be bloody, that's great, but make it look realistic. I mean, Quentin Tarantino is one of the rare directors out there who, since he's kind of achieved the status of making really hard R movies like Django Unchained and Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, they're all over the top bloody, and that's just kind of his thing. But when you get shot, very little blood comes out from, you know, where you got shot. Like, if you, let's say, a quick example, I shoot you right here in the chest. There's going to be a small little hole, and all the damage is going to come out the back. That's what's going to do the blood splatter. If I shoot you in the chest, you're not going to explode this way, because that just doesn't make sense, because physics. So for me, my rating, I'd probably... the first time I saw this movie, I gave it an A+. And I didn't, you know, record that, but I gave it an A+ the first time I saw it. When me and you watched it yesterday, before he hadn't seen it, this was his first time.
First
First, I can't believe it. But anyway, first time you saw it, this was my 4th time seeing it. And as I've watched it more and more, it has, the rewatchability is still fun, but there's certain moments that I realize drag a little bit. And that's just me, it's just my personal rating, and it may not feel that way for other people. I know a lot of other people think the runtime goes by like that, and that's great. For me, it usually does, but this last time, it dragged just a little bit. So overall, I think for my rating, I would give this movie probably an A, same as you, but before it would have been an A+. So overall, A, really good movie, definitely check it out. Brendan is going to make a YouTube channel, because I'm forcing him to. So when that is up, I will let you know regardless of whether he's in the video or not. And make sure you subscribe to him, because there are no words to describe Brendan. He's just his own person. Male or female, you have to judge it. There's no words to describe it. So if you want to see something you've never seen before, subscribe to Brendan. And as for me, if you liked this video, give it a like, because that's the nice thing to do. If you have any comments, questions, advice, just leave it down in the comment section below. I always get back to you guys. And I'm curious, let me know what you thought of Brendan. This may or may not be his last video. Anyway, subscribe. That way I can see you guys soon. Peace.